So hey folks, I've been cleaning and testing games all night long. I've got a lot of physical stuff, and it needs some restoration. But I came across one that was really interesting because it's in real bad shape. This is actually a Mega Man game, and it's one thing that you don't want to see in bad shape is a Mega Man game. So I have a lot of people that ask me, hey, how do you restore these things? How do you get rid of permanent marker, or how do you get rid of sticky stuff or whatever? So I just figured since I ran across this thing, I figured it was a really good opportunity to show you guys what I do usually. Now, I should probably note one thing. There's one thing on this cart that I cannot fix, and that is this right here. This is actually, I probably got this at a yard sale or something like that. A lot of my games do come from yard sales. And no matter how dirty a game is, you can usually get it clean, like including even if there's like writing on the label. There are ways to get that off too. But this one has a torn back label. And there's nothing that I can really do to fix that. Now, they do make replacement, like repro labels. Lots of people make them for this sort of thing. But if you're a collector, it's actually considered bad practice to go peel this off, use some Goo Gone or whatever, and replace the label. Simply because then it's not, I mean, a collector may not even know that it's a replacement label, but it's still dishonest. You're still not giving them like the best thing, right? So that's kind of what's going on here. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, so anyway, there's nothing I can do about this, but let's see if we can get rid of this sticky stuff on the front. Let's especially see if we can get rid of that number back there. It's like a phone number or something. I don't even know. But real easy stuff to do. So I think we're going to start with the easiest thing, and that's just this residue on the front. Right here, I've got some Windex. And Windex is great simply because it dries really fast. It's actually made to dry really fast, but it's actually got some wetness to it. You can also use rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol works great for these. But basically, I'm just going to take this rubbing alcohol, and this works on the outside surface pretty well. And I've found that the Windex works a little better for removing sticky stuff than the rubbing alcohol. So you can see there's some of that white stuff that's already coming off where it was. So I'm just going to take this, and you can see actually there's a little bit of it on the rag there. A lot of people would use Goo Gone to remove sticky stuff on carts, and I think that's actually a really good idea. But the reason why I'm not doing that here, and if you don't know what Goo Gone is, basically it's just like it's a kind of a chemical solution that dissolves sticky stuff, like the stuff that's on the back of stickers. But the reason why I'm not doing that here is because this particular sticky part was pretty light, first of all. Like, I knew I could get it off with the Windex, but more importantly, it was really close to the label. And if you get Goo Gone on a label, that label is going to come right off. It's going to dissolve the sticky stuff on the back of it, and it's just going to peel right off, and it'll ruin the value of the game. And like I said, you can get a repro label, but then you might as well just call the game a repro, because it loses all of its value. This way, the label's still intact. I have no problems with it, and I'm actually just noticing now there in this bottom right corner, there's a little bit of it peeling up, so I need to be careful about that in the future. But I mean, all things considered, other than this label back here, this game I would still consider to be a good condition game, considering its age and the rarity of it. Not excellent, but good. So anyways, so let's tackle the elephant in the room, the permanent marker on the back. So for this, and it's actually a counterintuitive process, but I'm actually going to use a dry erase marker, and that's actually going to help me get get this stuff off. If you got permanent marker on a game, this is the best way I figured out how, and I've tried all kinds of solutions, rubbing stuff on them. Goo Gone doesn't really work for this. There's not really much that works for this other than this, and it's just like the best thing I've found. So basically what I'm going to do, and it's going to seem counterintuitive, but I'm going to scribble over all of these numbers. Just like that. See, that was a 9 before. Now it's a blob. And now I'm going to do this for all of these. Alright, so there you go. Now it's all scribbled out, right? You guys remember what this looked like before. So, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my Windex rag, and I've got the, I found, you can do this with a dry rag, by the way, and it won't bother it, but I found that it actually works just a little bit better if I just lightly dust the rag with this dry erase marker cleaner, and then wipe it off. So let's wipe it off and let's see. You guys can see in real time. Look how much of that is coming off without me even really having to do a whole lot. That's actually working really well. So I'm going to do a couple more applications of this. We'll let editing take care of the time lapse in between, simply because you guys don't want to sit there for this long. Alright, so there we go. And you still got a little bit of residue left on there, but I can get that later. But yeah, that ugly number is gone. So next, all I'm going to do, I'm going to take a Q-tip and we're going to clean the contacts, and then we'll stick it in the NES and see how it does. Yeah, so it's funny that of all the Mega Man games I've been cleaning tonight, the Mega Man 4 was the worst off. It's actually my least favorite Mega Man game. I feel like they really phoned it in when they made it. And it's probably pretty telling because I'm picking up like no dirt off of the contacts with this thing, which means I haven't played it in like a while, I'm sure, because there's no wear like on the contacts at all. So that's kind of funny. But all right, so let's dry it out. You want to make sure you fan this thing like crazy before you stick it in that NES. You don't want to fry your game. But yeah, so we'll fan it for a little bit. Let's see how it goes. So, but yeah, no, it's been fun. I've been cleaning stuff for a while here, and I did a fun one earlier. I did the Jetsons earlier, which actually ended up being pretty dirty. But I got this one, I don't know, when I was like, I'm sure in like elementary school or something like that. But this is actually one of the rarest NES games around. Just like the cart only is like worth $180. And I had no idea until I looked it up a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing's crazy. I got DuckTales 2 sitting back here too. I'm gonna probably clean that one tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, so we've got Mega Man 4, and it's clean, other than the ugly label on the back. So, let's stick it in the NES, see what happens. So, let you guys see what I'm doing back here so you can see, yes, it is an actual NES that I'm sticking it into. See? Mega Man 4. And I'm leaning out of frame on purpose. Stick it in here. I've cleaned my NES enough, and actually, if I stick the thing down, first of all, sometimes it doesn't stay, but usually the game won't load if it's down. I actually usually just play the games up, because the contacts are that tight. Uh-oh, got a little blinky light. Alright, see what we got. Anything? Got a black screen on my end. Nope, okay. So let's reseat it and see. Man, it's the first game I've actually had problems with after cleaning it tonight. Oh, well, we got something. Nope, red screen. Okay. So let's take this out, fan it a little bit more, clean it just a little bit more, see what we got. There's really no more dirt on this thing. So I don't know. Fan it again. I mean, I just cleaned the NES, so I know it's not the contacts on the actual system itself. It's not like we've been introducing dirt to that, because we've been cleaning all night. I haven't stuck anything in there that I haven't cleaned, so sometimes you just gotta clean them a couple more times. This may be an instance of when I gotta take the whole cartridge apart and clean the inside too, and that would suck. That's because that's really annoying to do. But I mean, it's not that bad, but compared to the amount of work I've done on the other ones, it's annoying. How about now? What do we got? Work. Up, up, up. Ah, it's working. There we go. Mega Man 4, the worst Mega Man. So, anyways, I hope you guys got something out of that, watching me clean that game because that thing was filthy on the outside. So if you have any issues with cleaning stuff, I'm happy to answer any questions as well. But yeah, so that was Mega Man 4, and that's kind of it.